All right, let's just get right into it. There's this huge myth out there that to have a decent social life, you've got to be ready to just torch a couple $100 on a single night out. Well, today, we're going to completely blow that idea out of the water. I'm going to give you a whole new playbook for building a high-status social life that actually doesn't drain your bank account.
So let me ask you, just straight up, is your social life making you broke? Come on, be honest. You ever look at your credit card statement after a weekend and just get that sinking feeling in your stomach? If you do, trust me, you are not alone. It's a super common cycle, and it actually has a name.
Yep, it's called social debt, spending money you don't really have to impress people you might not even like that much. It's that pressure, right? To say yes to every single dinner, every round of drinks, every concert, all while your savings account is basically screaming for help. But what if I told you the wealthiest people, they figured out a way around all this?
They've managed to escape the social debt trap. See, they understand that this whole idea of a $200 night out being the peak social experience is just a complete myth, and they know a secret about what real status actually is.
And this, right here, this is the key. This is the mindset shift that changes everything. True status, the kind that builds real, meaningful connections and actually opens doors for you, isn't about the price of the cocktail in your hand. It's about the quality of the shared experience. It's all about building, not buying. So how do we actually do that? Well, we shift our entire thinking from making cheap choices to making power moves. Look, this isn't about being stingy, it's about being strategic. It's about you evolving from just a passive consumer, the person who just shows up and pays, to an active host and connector, the person who actually creates the value.
And here it is, your new playbook. We are going to walk through 4 incredibly powerful, high-impact strategies that will totally transform how you network and socialize, all without that crippling price tag.
Okay, strategy number 1 is all about flipping your role. It's a huge one. Instead of just being the default guest, the consumer, you pivot to the real power position, being the host, being the connector. This is probably the single most important shift you can make.
And just look at the difference here. Instead of dropping $100 easy at some loud bar for a bunch of surface-level chats, you become the host. You invite a small, curated group of interesting people over for a potluck or maybe a mastermind night. Your cost? It plummets to maybe $20 on snacks. But your status? It skyrockets. You suddenly become the connector, the person who brings amazing people together. Now that's real influence.
All right, strategy number 2. It's time to kill the boring, low-effort default of, hey, let's grab drinks. Instead, we're going to pivot to what's called activity networking. Think about it. Sitting across a table feels static, right? It can even feel a little bit like a job interview. But when you're moving together, something magical happens.
And what's the cost of inviting someone to go for a hike or a run or a workout in the park? It's zero. A big, beautiful zero. You're not just saving money here, you are creating a fundamentally different and better kind of interaction.
And this is why it's such a game changer. It's a triple win. You save money, obviously, you improve your own physical health, and, this is crucial, the source material on this is clear. Humans bond up to 10 times faster when they're moving together. It just breaks down all the barriers and creates a much deeper, more memorable connection. It's a total life hack. Okay, our third strategy. This one gets to the very purpose of your social life. You have to ask yourself, are you socializing to escape your life, or are you socializing to build your life? Because that one shift can turn what was a financial liability into a massive, massive asset. So here's the power move in action, the co-working Saturday. Instead of meeting up for an expensive brunch just to complain about your jobs, you invite a couple of ambitious friends over to just work on your own separate projects, side hustles, building websites, whatever it is, but in the same room. And the result is what's so incredible. You get that social time you're craving, but instead of spending money, you could be literally making money. And on top of that, you create this amazing environment of mutual accountability. It's a lot harder to just scroll on TikTok when your friend is right next to you building something awesome.
Okay, fine. But what happens when you get that invitation to an expensive event you really don't want to go to? You know the one. Simply saying, oh, I'm broke can feel super awkward. This is where you use our 4th power move, the alternate venue pivot. And here it is, the exact script. It's absolutely perfect. You see, you're not saying, I can't afford it. You're saying, I'm focused and I'm ambitious. You set a clear boundary, you show them you still value the friendship, and then you pivot to a low-cost, high-value alternative that you control. This is how you decline gracefully while actually building respect.
So, we've got our strategies. Now, let's wrap this all up in a simple, powerful financial rule. Think of this as the Quiet Millionaire's rule book for fun. It's a way to govern all your social spending.
The number you need to remember is 10%. That's it. Your entire fun budget, and that includes dinners out, drinks, concerts, the whole shebang, should not exceed 10% of your monthly cash flow. It's a hard and fast rule that keeps you grounded and laser-focused on what really matters.
And here's the profound mindset shift behind that rule. You need to stop treating fun money as a reward for just surviving another week at your job. Instead, you need to start treating it as a reward for your assets performing well. You want a bigger night out? Find a way to make your assets generate more income first. This links your fund directly to your financial growth.
So when you pull it all together, what we're really talking about is redefining what social status even means. It is not about flashing what you can buy on a credit card. Real status is about showing the discipline you've built in your life.
And I just want to end with this quote because it captures everything perfectly. Anyone can buy a bottle of champagne on a credit card. Very few people have the discipline to build a life where they don't need the champagne to feel successful. That, right there, is the goal. Build your network, keep your cash, and let your assets do the talking for you.
So that leaves me with one final question for you. I want you to think about where you live. Right now, what is the absolute most fun, no-spend, or super low-spend activity in your city? Drop your ideas in the comments. Let's build a whole library of high-status, no-spend adventures for everyone. Let's get this conversation started.